local, late breaking. This is Newswatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6:30 on November 18th. Welcome to Newswatch 12 this morning. You're taking a live look at Smith River from the Lucky Sevens Casino. I'm Danny Stepanovich, but first we want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. Matt, what can we expect today?
Well, we should see a lot of the low clouds and fog decreasing as we head into this afternoon, but some of the low clouds could be a bit stubborn today, especially in the Rogue Valley. Mostly cloudy, up to 52 degrees in Medford and Grants Pass, 51 in Klamath Falls. We'll top out around 54 in Wairika and 59 degrees breezy along the coast today in Brookings. Today in the Rogue Valley, expect clouds to be pretty stubborn through the morning. Fog will eventually improve, and then we'll see some breaks of sunshine this afternoon. If the clouds are a bit more stubborn, we may struggle to get into the low 50s, but still anticipating a high up to about 52 degrees today in Medford. All in all, looking pretty good if you need to get out, do some raking or leaf blowing. And we stay mainly dry through Wednesday as well, but winds will be picking up and eventually some wet weather is going to move in as we head into Wednesday night. Today, mostly seeing those breezy conditions at the coast, pretty light winds inland. Tonight, expecting that potential for frost and freeze conditions in our west side valleys. It's going to be a cold start to your Wednesday, but ahead of this next storm system, we'll see winds picking up out of the south as we go throughout the day Wednesday. Some of the gustiest conditions closer to the coast. Coming up in a bit, we'll time out the rain and higher elevation snow, talking about amounts as well, and we'll look closer to the weekend as well, all in the extended forecast. Danny?
Thanks, Matt. We start with a statewide debate that could impact every driver in Oregon. A push is underway to refer the state's transportation bill to voters just 1 week after it became law. Republicans leading the effort say Oregonians are already stretched thin and are gathering signatures here in Southern Oregon. The referendum would pause new taxes and fees from gas to DMV costs until voters decide. Supporters say families can't afford more. Opponents warn it could cut road maintenance. Volunteers are racing to gather 78,000 signatures by December 30th for the November 2026 ballot, including locations right here in Southern Oregon. If successful, the increases would be paused, and Newswatch 12 will continue to follow the story. Into a traffic alert, northbound Interstate 5 will be reduced to one lane this morning for hazmat cleanup along the shoulder. The lane closure will be just before exit 48 in Rogue River from 9 a.m. until about noon. We reached out to ODOT, who said crews are removing diesel after a wreck involving two semi-trucks last week. Drivers should expect delays and are asked to watch for workers in the roadway. And an unimaginable fight for one Southern Oregon family. A mother and her 4-year-old son diagnosed with cancer just hours apart. Now they're navigating major surgeries and chemotherapy. Newswatch 12 Samantha Kadera spoke with the family's father, who says everything changed in a single month.
Being helpless component, like I can't do anything for them type of thing. That's probably the hardest part.
Just last month, the McCrae family was living a normal life with their 3 young children. That changed when 4-year-old Jamin began having severe headaches.
Our 4-year-old started complaining of headaches that were typically, started a little, they weren't terrible, but they kind of ramped up in the next few days and became pretty bad.
Surgeons at Stanford performed a 15-hour operation, nearly 3 times longer than expected, removing most of the tumor. But the pathology report brought the news every parent fears.
Initially, they were thinking it was a benign one, and the pathology came back on the 5th, saying it's like a cancer, not a benign one, but like an aggressive malignant type of brain tumor.
Jamin now faces a second major surgery, followed by 6 weeks of daily radiation and months of chemotherapy. His outlook could improve if surgeons can remove the remaining tumor.
The prognosis on him is not fantastic. Currently, it's like at about 50%, but if they can get all the tumor, it goes up to 70%.
But the family is fighting 2 battles at once. On the same day Jamin was diagnosed, so was his mother, Brittany.
Exact same day that we met with or established with oncology for my 4-year-old, she established oncology with her oncologist, an hour, like the appointments were an hour apart.
Between Jamin's feeding tube, helping him relearn to walk, and preparing for weeks of treatment in California, Jake and Brittany are also caring for their other two little ones, just 7 and 1. Through it all, Jamin wishes for his favorite thing.
And he's obsessed with cereal. That's like his favorite thing in the world. And pasta. And so now it's kind of hard being home, like, into his routine of stuff. And he's like, oh, I want my cereal now. It's like, oh, no, you can't have it.
For more information on Jamin or Brittany's healing journey, or to help with the McRae's family expenses, you can head to our website. Reporting in Medford, I'm Samantha Cadera.
Jamin came home for just a few days, long enough to help decorate for Christmas, one of his favorite things to do, before returning to California for his second major surgery this week. And yesterday, his mom, Brittany, began her first round of chemotherapy. For more information, you can head over to our website. And a new statewide pilot program will provide more resources for local law enforcement fighting organized crime. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield announcing SPIRE, which stands for Special Projects Investigate, Respond, and Enforce. The program will create an investigative structure supporting local law enforcement, taking on the weight of more complex cases to allow officers and deputies to focus on daily calls and immediate threats. And a Jackson County Sheriff deputy is under review after a crash at Medford intersection at Table Rock and Biddle Road around 11:45 p.m. last night. The driver who was hit told Newswatch 12 on scene that she was going the speed limit through a green light when a sheriff vehicle ran a red and T-boned her car. The impact spun her vehicle off the road into a ditch, stopping just feet from a light pole. Despite the force of the crash, she walked away with only minor scratches. We reached out to Oregon State Police and are waiting for comment. And Medford police now say Friday night's crash into a tree was caused by reckless driving, not by someone chasing the car with a gun. 2 people were seriously hurt and 1 is still in critical condition. At first, the people inside told police they were trying to get away from someone who pointed a gun at them, but investigators later learned that wasn't true. Police say the crash happened because the driver was going too fast and lost control. One of the passengers ran off before officers got there, but later confirmed the story. 2 people were rushed to Rogue Regional with serious injuries. 1 is still in critical care and another will need major facial surgery. In our Health Watch, the Oregon Health Authority is warning hunters and dog owners of extremely high levels of toxins in the Upper Klamath National Wildlife Refuge. The refuge has been under a recreational advisory since July, but toxin levels remain high as waterfowl hunting season is now underway. Hunters are asked to avoid using contaminated water for cleaning gear or handling harvested birds. Contaminated water will often appear scummy or discolored. Exposure to these toxins can also be fatal for dogs. A closer look at the recreational advisory can be found on our website. And Face Rock Creamery in Bandon says it's recalling some of its cheese due to possible listeria contamination. An FDA environmental sample identified listeria in the processing area where the cheese was packaged, but no actual finished cheese product has been tested for the contaminants. The recall is for 6-ounce units of Vampire Slayer garlic cheddar with a use-by date of November 4th of next year, which was sold at Face Rock flagship store located on 2nd Street in Bandon. This cheese should be thrown away or returned to the store for a refund. And new data from the Oregon Health Authority shows that 5 health organizations in the state increased spending beyond acceptable standards in 2023. A health authority program started in 21 aims to keep healthcare costs from growing too fast, limiting year-to-year growth to 3.4%. Those 5 entities, including Pacific Source, saw surges from 6% to 26% in 2023, without an acceptable reason for them. For the first time, an Oregon Health Authority will require 3 of those organizations to develop plans to meet the state's healthcare targets. And the Medford Providence Center is opening its new HDR suite this week, a dedicated space for patients receiving cervical cancer treatments. The $2 million renovation, which is fully funded by donations, allows patients to complete their care in one comfortable, private room instead of moving between multiple areas of the hospital.
What this can be. I see patients that are scared and intimidated, where we can bring them into this room where they'll be comfortable. They have one team member that stays with them the whole time. We don't have to take them throughout the hospital. We don't have to put them through so much.
Donors who have faced cancer themselves help fund the suite, making sure patients receive compassionate care in a welcoming environment. Providence Medford's Foundation Director says philanthropy remains key in supporting critical community health projects. And in Grants Pass, voting is now underway for Grants Pass School District's 2025 Holiday Card Contest. Take a look at some of the entries in this year's contest. You can vote for your favorite elementary design and your favorite secondary design until November 30th. To view all the entries and cast your vote, head over to our Facebook page. And in Ashland Parks and Recreation is kicking off the ice rink season with First Frost, a festive community skate event. Mark your calendars for Saturday, December 20th from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Ashland Rotary Centennial Ice Rink in Lithia Park. It's a chance to enjoy live music, a figure skating performance, open skating, and family discounts. A perfect way to celebrate the start of winter. And we're continuing our annual Stuff the Truck campaign where we'll fill an entire semi-truck with groceries to be donated to local food pantries. It takes more than 6,000 bags of groceries and we can't do it alone. If you want to support, all you have to do is visit any Ray's food place and buy a $25 bag of groceries at checkout and we'll take care of the rest. You can also head over to kdrv.com to make a monetary donation. And still ahead this morning, House lawmakers could vote on releasing the Epstein files today. We'll have the latest from Capitol Hill. But thanks for starting your morning off with Newswatch 12 this morning. You're taking a live look at Klamath Falls from Sky Lakes Medical Center.